But also, like, I don't know if you're here. That needs to go in front of me. That. Hi, we'll be starting right at noon. I'm just getting the last of my stuff together. Now that I know where my boundaries are with the physics. And that is everywhere. So we're going straight into the body. Just gonna circumnavigate the science. And what you're looking at on the bottom, those are documents I just uploaded that are the essential documents. So I'll be teaching a little bit off of those. I will not be able to see you when I'm instructing. That'll be good for me. I do not, whatever, nobody cares. Okay. Yes. Did I eat all my food? I don't know. See, now I'm confused again, but only about my food, not about where I am in the world. Excellent. Finished it. Perfect. Now I can get my water and a key and begin. Okay, I think it's time. And we go. Hello, hello. Oh, wait, I need more space. Sorry. Boop, 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 boop. Excellent. Okay. Hello, humans. I am also human. My name is Katie. I'm a teacher. I invented a whole new system for somatics based on Chinese medicine, theoretical physics, philosophy, and the fact that I'm alive, which I should not be. I had a stroke I should not have survived, rebuilt my brain, and then also survived treatment for stage 3 breast cancer, somatically isolated at the height of the COVID pandemic. So I experienced amputation, 6 months of chemotherapy, 30 rounds of radiation alone, while witnessing a whole bunch of trauma. And these ideas got me through. So there's a new bundle up on my Stan store. It says start here. There are 4 or 5 pretty meaty documents that I'll be going into today. There's an ebook I wrote for therapists. Okay, these are going to be like repeated in the documents and everything that you get from me, and that's purposeful. Some of the wording might change, and that doesn't matter. Okay, it's the ideas that matter and how we understand them. So this Neuroaffective Somatics, Cultivating Resonance for Healing and Transformation. These are the most relevant pages from the whole thing that I wrote. Also in your package is your map. So yin and yang, this is the 3rd dimension. This is like being in the world. This is the magic mystical chart. Here you are, and this is the divination that I do. So you can print it out, you can do whatever you want with it. And here's our galactic grid of awesomeness. So as I teach you how to do this divination for yourself, these are the virtues. Okay, so these are replacing the traditional concepts so that we can also be keying into what we need to do to help our brains be more balanced in their function, not in their form. And that we're always landing good. We're always landing whole. We're always landing on virtue. Okay, so the virtue of let it be has to do with bugging other people about their bodies. The virtue of joy is about experiencing happiness and joy. This is how we experience connection and relationships with each other, showing compassion, contemplating, and building consent. Then peace, curiosity, and resilience. Nice and simple. That is also in your package. Most important thing you have in your package are the essential concepts. That's your virtue. The essential concepts, okay? These are flashcards that give you the very simple how you do the breathing exercises. So I'll be teaching based on these today, which are in that free bundle. If you don't have it, that's okay. You can get it later, and it's free. You could get it, leave me, and never talk to me again, and you'll have everything you need to be properly confused in a way that is going to support your healing rather than create confusion in your body. Very important. This is the medicine wheel of Chinese medicine. Okay, this is what your acupuncturist uses to determine whatever it is they determine. There's a lot going on. But I want to show you that it's actually pretty simply put together. I just need to get a dry towel before I do that. Oh good, there's 3 whole people here. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a closer look at this medicine wheel, and I'll show you how it goes to your body. And then we'll do the breath that goes with this. In your materials, you have a big thing of flashcards, okay? Again, these are kind of chaos cards. They're all kinds of things. Everything is consistent, the wording, the font, and the colors. There's also a really simple expression of this in your package, okay? Fire is red, earth is yellow, metal is gray, water is blue, wood is green. So this is the big fancy medicine. This is all we're really contemplating. When we're doing the breath, all of our breath work in this system is focusing into the circle, not around. So let me show you. Everything inside this circle, this is not a hard line. This is about inherent qualities, okay? This is just like how you tend. Everything in here is inherently yin, okay? Everything out here is inherently yang. So the organs that we tone are the yin organs, our heart, our spleen, our lung, our kidneys, our liver, and the pericardium, which is the home of the heart. And all of that amazingness is making all of this like super happy. Oh my goodness, it is so happy when we do these breaths. Okay, so we're just bringing joy to our own organs. Let me see if I'm okay with my spatial relationship to the, okay. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for likes. Thank you for anything you can do to get this more visible. This is my mother, my mother wound. And this is what we're going to contemplate while I'm showing and teaching you the breaths, okay? I created targets for you targets for your breath. This is a 3D representation of what these little entities that you can't really know for sure, they're the Shen. This is how they're interacting with our physical body from the inside out. And the first thing we need to do in order to be a whole ass human, even to contemplate these elements, is to find ground. Not surface, ground. And the somatic exercise I've provided is gravity, sense of bum. The way you connect to your sense of bum is you remember you have an asshole. This is practical, a little bit of swearing, it's okay, truly. If swearing is hard for you, I'm probably not the teacher for you. So sense of bum is to connect onto the planet, not even into your environment, onto the planet, the whole globe. We are one little tiny ant on a big ass planet spinning through the universe, and all of those gravitational forces and all of the whatever the physics is that I don't understand is keeping us held. So this whole idea of safety and security, a lot of it has to do with how we experience being held and how we experience being either compressed or extended or open, and how much room we have to do that both in our bodies and in the world. Sense of bum is a way to come home. And it's a really wonderful, simple. I have been working with some folks who are not white, like me, and this seems to be a little bit more activating for folks whose genetic history leads to commerce. And so I would be aware of that, and I'm not sure even how I would suggest modifying, other than if it's too activating, cut it out. Because this is what I added, one thing I added. Sense of bum, gravity. Sense of bum helps us remember we exist and are part of the equation. And my words here are: take a couple breaths through your nose and your mouth. Settle onto the surface you're on. Okay? And then notice it. Is it hard? Is it soft? Can you feel? If you can't, that's okay. This guides us into the neuroscience concept of exteroception, which is how we understand all of this. I need to inform you, I pretty much lost my exteroceptive awareness over the weekend. I called a former partner of mine to help me ground. So sometimes we need a little bit of help. Exteroception refers to the sensory process that involves perceiving stimuli from outside the body. It's the ability to sense external stimuli through the body's sensory systems like sound, touch, taste, and smell. Exteroceptive senses, okay, our senses are responsible for interacting with the external environment, internal environment, and helping us perceive changes. Perceive. A lot of the problems that those of us who are neurodivergent experience are rooted in perception, not fact or truth. So those of us who like hear light, that's perception. When another human who doesn't hear light says, well, how can you do that? That's an idea that says, well, if I can't see it, it's not true. That gets us into being an asshole instead of having one. So in Tao, we're always curious. So sense of bum. I'm going to look at the phone and see if anybody has any questions before I guide us into the healing smile. And you can contemplate my mother. So do we have any questions, any big burning questions here? There's my kitty cat. Okay. I'm going to assume that if my mom looks good there, then you have enough room for me. The healing smile is the first practice in Taoist alchemy that guides us into this environment, which is a very different environment than the chart with everything la la la. This I call the bean, okay? It's also traditionally called the Neijing Tu, N-E-I. Nope, you need this in black, sorry. I have all this training in I used to sell trainings to Fortune 100s for meetings and writing notes and stuff. When I had my stroke, I forgot that I knew that. Memory is so strange. So strange. Really. So this is the Neijing Tu. J-I-N-G-T-U. Every free thing I have that you can access has at least 3 versions of this, okay? At least. This Neijing Tu, when it's black and white, is your corpus callosum. When it's black and white, and I'm saying it is, right? So we'll say Zeb, because I'm Zitterbart Asher Bach, says so. I am not saying so because I'm some asshole teacher. I am saying so because, well, I can't be an asshole teacher, but in this context, I just want you to know where we're directing in the body. So this whole concept of whole brain learning and whole body learning is broken. It's broken because science stopped paying attention to the corpus callosum. Okay, in our brain, what the corpus callosum does, it's our right side, left side. It's our right side, left side though, as though you have the little cleaning robotic things from Wall-E. Remember the little cleaners that would go? That's kind of what it is though. It's very, when I say Chad is dumb, AI is dumb, so is your corpus callosum. That's not a bad thing, truly. Our corpus callosum helps us understand where we are, inner space, outer space, all of this. And as we're doing these exercises, they're going to be saying hello to all of these little Shen in here, all of these little entities. Okay, these are not the Shen of Chinese medicine that we'll be working with, but hey man, there's entities in here, they're just gonna go in, and then these folks do whatever they're supposed to do. I don't know, I didn't make it up, I just figured it out. How amazing is that? So that's the black and white. I believe that's the one that's in your, the big, big, big bundle. So the healing smile. To smile as though. Okay, you can be looking anywhere. I'm going to show you on this so that it matches appropriately where your corpus callosum has to do its work. And then it doesn't have to do that. Your eyes will take care of that for your brain. Eyes will take care of it. How we're looking and what we're being shown and whether or not that is mirrored. I just got really whacked out with, it's called blending with media, personally, because I was not looking at my videos on replay like I would be seeing them as though I was recorded on TV. And I need to see myself as though I'm recorded personally. That also means that all of my letters are now going to be facing the correct direction for you. So the healing smile is in your essential practices of neuroaffective somatic, the flashcards, okay? And when you do the healing smile, What's happening is this, this, and this. They all get together. You see that little smile there? Okay, that is your pineal gland. That is your thalamus, I think. I'm not sure, but it's the roof of your mouth, right behind your hard palate. And there's your lips. And then a magical, mystical thing occurs, I don't know how. That all becomes one. So here's how we practice the healing smile. I'm going to read from my directions so that they're the same words when you check it out. The healing smile. You can practice this eyes open while you're reading. In the future, you can practice with eyes open or closed. If your eyes are open, have them just like gently resting on something so that we're not like, ugh. If your eyes are going, ugh, then that's what they're doing. But we're just asking them to kind of settle. Again, this is about your retina, right? The visual cortex. Gently rest the tip of your tongue on the ridge behind your upper teeth, allowing the rest to relax. Signal smile with your face, either literally or on the inside. So this is literally, this is inside. It's up to you, but you're signaling smile. While you connect, imagine you're smiling towards your literal body. Okay? Actual body. So we can contemplate through the brain, through me, or through my mother. All kinds of ways. You could also close your eyes. This healing smile assists with a neuroscience concept called nociception. Nociception refers to the sensory process that allows the body to perceive pain. It's the neurological mechanism involved in the direction of harmful stimuli, such as extreme heat, cold, pressure, or chemical substances, which would potentially cause tissue damage. Nociception involves the activation of nerve receptors known as nociceptors, which are specifically designed to respond to potentially dangerous and harmful stimuli. This is a way for us to become a white blood cell, right? For us to show immunity to our body. So this healing smile, this is Tantra. This is the first tantric practice of Taoism that leads to multiple O's, sustained everything, and all this sexy fun time. But we start with a smile. Okay. The next thing we do is direct the smile. So I've given you this. This is a bean version of the Neijing Tu with 3 energy centers on it. This is probably the most complex sign I designed before I started showing you the art that comes from it. Head, belly, heart. So we're going to take that healing smile, or the idea of the healing smile, and the first place we're going to send it is here, the head. No, the first place we're going to send it is the belly. I apologize. All the way down here. All the way, like the place, so here's your sense of bomb at the bottom. This is a great thing to connect into if you start if you're aware that you're not connected. This is also, I got to tell you, very stim friendly for those of us who move. So my whole concept of yin is extraordinary, not boring. Yin is movement. Yin can be plasma in certain contexts. So let's take advantage of that. So the first thing you're going to do is send that healing smile to your belly. Okay, everything that's in here. If that's a weird place for you to connect to, because it is for me, sometimes I just kind of like, I'll connect to my belly, but just a little, I'll just think like, I'm just going to leave a little bit of a gap, just a little bit of space. Hi, sweetheart. Darla's here. And the smile is just to breathe easy, whatever that means for you. If you need to change your mouth, you do that. Look, that's your whole brain if you're me. Yeah. So this is called Jing, J-I-N-G. You also have this information in all of your documents, okay? Jing is like jizz. It's what you have. Hi, sweetheart. Jing is, in Chinese medicine, we contemplate it as the energy that we have and acquire during gestation, through the process of pregnancy, and to and just beyond birth. So anything that you inherit genetically, anything that you inherit cosmically, anything that you inherit in your community, but also maternal stress, also violence in the environment of the pregnant human. It's all that stuff. As it relates to you and me, we have a really special place that almost nobody knows about, and I'm going to show you where it is on my mother. Okay? It is not on the belly. It is kind of like right a little bit inside. And what it's going to do is create, this is the fire, water, and metal element of birth. When we're connected to the planet, and we have a sense of bum, and we smile to our belly, that's going to create all of this as buoyant and stable. The buoyancy is super important. That's what we experience when we're gestating. So the first place we smile is to where we remember and we don't remember all the things. And look at this right here. Oh my goodness. Right here, there are 4 yin and yangs and a little nest. And that's your individual center of balance that you can contemplate. And I love it because it's not, this is your belly button. Okay? This is your belly button. It's just below your belly button and in a little bit. If you have a uterus that like menstruates and stuff, you have a understanding of like inner space and how that can change. The alchemists, of course, did, but then the men needed help. Okay? So the gals gave the men this. How lovely. How lovely. Jing. The color of Jing is yellow. Not urine. Yellow like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Right? Yes. So when you smile to Jing, you're helping the interoception in your body. Interoception has to do with how other humans perceive us to be regulated. And then we get blamed for having bad interoception. Okay? Interoception, just neutrally, has to do with the ability, so right away we've got a little bit of a challenge to accurately perceive internal body states linked to the understanding and regulating of emotions. And people with a heightened sense of interoception might be better at identifying and managing emotional and somatic responses than those of us who have a shit experience of interoception, including me. The only emotion I know, really, is shame. That's the one that I know. That's the one that I was taught as a kid. Every other emotion I experience is based on how I understand this. This has given me an emotional landscape that I can understand my body through, because my body does not operate the way everybody says I'm supposed to operate. I have aphantasia, that means I can't visualize. I have amnesia now, good luck with memory. It's mostly short term, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm fixing it. I have all the things, right? So we're gonna smile to the belly. And the parallel children's story would be something like The Little Prince. No, he's different. This is the Velveteen Rabbit. This is where we get to be real. Velveteen Rabbit is in your materials. The second place we smile is here. This is the child on the Star Bridge. This is the flower of your whole life. So when I'm doing the divination, the Lo Shu divination, the first number I identify is the one that goes with you on the bridge. This is the bridge to the cosmos. This is the bridge to more humans. This is the bridge to different dimensions. This is the pericardium in the body, not the heart, the pericardium. Cosmic ball sack of love, right? Yes. So when we smile, this inner smile to the pericardium, she needs a little treat, to the pericardium. You might not have a sense of pericardium, so you just make one up. I like to think of it right about here, that's low, but it gives me like a mushy experience of it. I like a little mush with my pericardium. And then we just smile to the pericardium or the child on the Star Bridge. When you smile to the child, you are working with your inner child without having to expose it to its own violence that we've all experienced in pain. This is such a peaceful way. So we just smile to the pericardium, no big deal. On my mother, it's this. How beautiful. What I did here was I put a passage from the Tao Te Ching. This is the color of the pericardium, the magenta, and here is the Shen. The Shen of the heart is called Shen. The last place we smile is to the head. Don't have a head, so we're going to have to go into here. We're going to get a little active if you'd like. So when you're smiling to your head, this inner smile, you could imagine this whole upper zone here. I like to imagine it almost like an ice skating rink that I can never lose my balance on because I'm Bambi. But we're just going to pretend, okay, that it's an ice skating rink that you can totally be on. And while you're smiling to your brain, it's almost like you're doing figure eights on that ice. Right? So the pattern that you're going to create in your brain through your corpus callosum is infinity between here. So tip of the tongue on the ridge behind the upper teeth. You can close your eyes if you'd like. The location is going to be right in the middle of your brain, however you understand that. Smile to that, however you understand it. If you want to put some movement into this, imagine that you're doing figure eights around your pineal gland and whatever this is. I can't remember. So the sun is back here and the moon is over here. Smiling, smiling. Just feeling how it might be so smooth and easy to experience glide. This maps to a very important neural network in our brain called the salience network. Okay, salience has to do with salinity, which has to do with our cerebral spinal fluid. So when we're smiling to the head, we're also smiling to our spine. And all you gotta do is smile, okay? What's behind this is what's complex. The practice itself is very simple. Now we're gonna get even more simple, okay? Now, we're just in the organs. And I would like to see if anybody has any questions. I will be open to compassionate, kind feedback on this based on how easy it is for you to interpret me, not how consistent, not on any of the information. Is this location I like to be Buzz? Inner smile projecting out, smiling. Smile too is the same thing as when you look at somebody like with death, because you're angry at them, only you do it peacefully. Honey, I'm getting you some. The thing I like about the inner smile is it works even if I'm like really mad. So my inner smile, I did the inner smile all throughout my cancer treatment when I was navigating it by myself. I couldn't really do much else but just accept my fate. So I just smiled to like the idea of the cancer. And then the emotion that you're cultivating is called, here honey, sweetie, look, there's some food. Right here, look. Darla, food. Thank you. Jesus, kitty. She gets very excited. So our lungs are first, okay? In your materials, this is the image that you have. Do you see how simple it is? So simple. So the first thing we do is turn on that smile or contemplate the smile or pretend that you're smiling. You don't need to worry about your tongue here. These are in all of this is in that package. There's also a 15-minute Google AI telling of how this fits into neuroscience and physics, because I can't do that communication. I just know that it works. So it's like 15 minutes. The lungs. Our lungs are the seat of courage and grief. Okay? So how that works, I'm not going to show you. It's going to be too much. Courage and grief, they're neutral. Okay? All humans experience it, and these are beneficial for us. Okay? Grief is signaling hurt, but also connection. This is why we have ceremonies and rituals when people pass. It helps us complete the corporeal experience of them and connect to the non-corporeal. Some people call it spirit, some people call it heaven, I don't know what you call it, but this is a way to connect to that and also to that aspect of yourself. So the shape, when you do this target, the shape that goes into your body looks like this. How cool is that? Okay? This is where we're all afraid when we're hypervigilant. This area of the upper back can get very cool for those of us who experience a lot of trauma, because we have a hard time getting all of this however it's supposed to be. So these breaths help with that. First breath is lungs. The sound is S. This is the zone in your body, and this is where you're going to direct your breath. If you're looking at this, you're going to direct it to metal. The sound is S. All we do is take a breath in as though we're taking in courage, and take a breath out like we're letting grief go. With an S, like a snake. I've got to count this. So we're going to inhale courage, exhale grief with S. Inhale courage, exhale grief. One more. Inhale courage, exhale grief. And this is the shape. This is the receiver in your body. It is so ready to help you and me ground in our understanding of courage. Truly, for me sometimes, is just going to a flipping grocery store. I get so disoriented. I mean, it's not like major big, right? Grief feels so big. Feels so big. and it can compound and it can get so heavy. This is a cooling breath. This is going to help you control your breathing without having to count. That's good. First sound. Second sound is your kidneys. Those are going to be down here. Okay? Your kidneys are where we experience surprise and shock. Our kidneys are also the storehouse of that primary earth energy, Jing, and they govern how we automagically use our life force energy inside. So this whole concept of fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, in Chinese medicine, we're just going to place all of that, place it on kidneys, not turn it into the kidney. Okay, we're just placing it as an idea. And the emotions of the kidneys are calm and shock. So it's the difference between me freaking out when something's surprising and my friend, my Dom, the dread pirate Percy, saying, oh, please, that was just this. Thank you very much. It's just how you respond to the stimuli. We don't always have a choice in our response or the stimuli. Okay? So let's just practice and see what happens. Here is your target for the kidneys. Again, this is in all of the free materials that say start here. Kidneys are calm and shock. I also did not brand these so that if you want to add any of your own branding to it, you're able to. These are not copywritten. This is for you. You do anything you want with it. Calm and shock, chew. Chew. So we breathe in calm, like smooth water, and we let go of shock. The shock of the kidneys is like a storm, or creating glass that has the cracks in it when you heat it and then cool it. Kidney, this is also where we're going to begin contemplating our own arousal energies and how we can work with the sexy fun time specifically. So we inhale calm and exhale shock with chew. Chew. We're going to do 3. Inhale calm, exhale shock, chew. And one more, calm and shock. So now we've done 2 whole healing sounds and the whole back line of our body is set. So we can switch now, move, migrate, however you want to say it, but it's all inside, more towards the front, and how most of medicine understands our internal organs is cutting people from the front. So we're just gonna not cut a person, but do it from the front. The first forward-facing organ is your liver. It's going to be on your left side. It's going to be on your right side. How did that happen? Well, it doesn't really matter because it's just a picture. So it's your liver. The color is green. And the emotions are forgiveness and anger. Okay? Forgiveness as not necessarily all to completion, everything is better, life is great. Forgiveness as in the burden that we carry when somebody harms us. Okay, I've experienced some pretty profound interpersonal violence in the last 10 years. This is the movement that I do for the forgiveness in me to let the anger out. And I just go, whoop, whoop, just like my mom. Whoop, whoop, just let it go. That's my movement for my body. The sound is shh. So we're going to take in forgiveness and let go of anger with shush. Shh. Forgiveness, just as an idea. And anger, shush. And one more, forgiveness and anger. Shh. Neutrally. Just as an idea, and again, this is all in the materials that you have, which are free. You have everything you need. You could never see me again. Go off and learn this. Perfect. That is the cosmic law that I need to follow based on Taoist alchemy. Next is your heart. Okay. Oh, nope. Next is your, yes, next is your heart. Heart is held by the pericardium. So we're just going to contemplate the beating part of having a heart. Okay. Love or joy, however you understand that, and hate and vitriol. Okay. And the hatred is that which we express, which may not be it's just like when we get really, really like, rah, 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 all the mean stuff. I could go back on my, my digital footprint is very chaotic intentionally, and some of it is really mean intentionally because of me not liking some of these entities that are credentialing people as trauma informed. So anyway, so our heart, and I've given you also the order, is red. The sound is ha. So we're going to breathe in joy and love that is balanced, compassion, and let go of hatred and vitriol. Just let it go. Did you guys steal another churro? My cats are stealing churros. Inhale love. Exhale hate. Shh. Sorry. 2 more, love and hate. Love, hate, and relax. The last healing sound that goes to a specific organ is for your spleen, okay? For the earth element in the body, not your stomach. The spleen is where we experience trust and worry. As an organ, our spleen is profoundly connected to the interdimensional experience of immunity in Chinese medicine. Not our stomach, our spleen. And I love that it guides me to spleen, because then I don't have to think about stomach. The sound is WHO. I use this for all of my autoimmune conditions. I use this for nausea. I use this for so much. So breathing in trust and letting go of worry with that who sound. And then if your eyes are open, you do it to the target. Take a breath in and let go of worry. That's also rumination, those looping thoughts. Inhale, trust, and let go of worry. One more, inhale, trust, and exhale, worry. And then you take a breath, nice and easy. There is a 6th sound that is placed here, but is not a specific organ. It's just a sound, and it's he. This is to your pericardium. I want you to notice that I made your pericardium the same shape as the Neijing Tu in the symbols. It's an oval. It's not a square. So our pericardium implies our own little mini head, heart, and belly in the central palace where the child on the Star Bridge lives. There is so much, and all we need to do is go he. Not like a hiss, just. And so once we complete this it's a cycle, okay? It's a cycle that starts with gravity, then we smile, then we do our lungs, then we do our kidneys, okay? It's like scales on a piano, if you've ever played the piano. Then we just do the liver, okay? Do the heart, do the spleen, have fun, finish it up. You can have these printed out on anything in your environment as reminders as well. Really great to do if that helps you. If you need like a visual cue, you could also place more earth tone colors that correspond with your organs here, but take out shine, take out all of the, neon, take out anything that would be like really visually activating, and we're just going to keep it dirt, because that's where all of these elements came from, is how China understood its own soil. Children, why are we having an issue with churros? Okay, so this is your essential practices bundle. In the back of it, I also, because I'm not an asshole, gave you a copy of the Neijing Tu that has a translation. You will have to expand it to see it, but it's a good value. It should work, okay? You also have Meet the Shen, the spirits of Chinese medicine. They're entities. They're like little spirits that do the labor of Chinese medicine. So when we're doing the sounds, these are the magical mysticals that are helping us. Po, corporeal soul, that's our lungs. Linked is the physical soul associated with instincts and body functions. For the inner child, Po manages basic emotions and physical sensations, grounding our inner child at the star bridge, here and now. The next one is Ji, or will, and that goes with our kidneys. She embodies willpower and determination. In the context of our inner child, this Ji, Shen, is related to the experience of strong resilience, of resilience that is growing. This is also, I would say, the Shen of post-traumatic growth. Not stress, growth. And so you have a cool picture of her that I made, and then also a practical picture of your organ and the story. I'm not sure, I think the QR code just goes to my website. You can cut it out if you want. Shen, spirit of the heart, but also in Chinese medicine, the idea of spirit. So our heart holds the whole idea of, so does our head. In our heart, the Shen is the spirit of consciousness and mental faculties. Relating to our inner child, this Shen, the Shen of the heart, governs joy, clarity, and emotional expression, nurturing a sense of wonder and presence. That's the Ha sound. Like that. Such a relief. This is Yi, associated with our spleen. There are larger pictures and renderings of these Shen all throughout the free materials, all throughout them. And again, do what you want with them. The Yi, our spleen, is associated with intellect. This is why I guess we contemplate rumination and like running thoughts. The Yi also guides us through how we're thinking and what we intend, so that we can contemplate the impact of a choice we make, not only the effect that we're looking for. For our inner child, the Yi enhances our cognitive development, learning, and the ability to process experiences thoughtfully and creatively. This is the earth element in our body. This is where we get labeled. This is where we get labeled dysfunctional. This is how we get labeled bipolar. This is how we get labeled. All the things is because somebody else is looking at something and measuring us against it rather than contemplating the whole of us. And I contemplate the whole, okay? Next is, hold on, this is, you also get a blank copy of the Neijing Tu that you can print out, blow up, and turn it into anything you want. I've turned it into a whiteboard, I've turned it into coloring pages, I've turned it into our brain itself and the sensory motor. You can turn it into anything you want. Here's our corporeal soul, so Po, associated with the lungs. So again, I just present and provide these are called memes in media theory. Okay, it's like a snapshot of the whole without having to do the whole thing. That's our spleen again. And those were the Shen. So over the course of the last 50 minutes, I have guided you through essential practices that are in the free bundle that says start here. Okay? All the physics, all the neuroscience, everything you've been hearing me speak to and about is in here without harm. Okay? I am science now. I can no longer be art. Scientifically, as much as I know and understand, this creates a third dimensional experience of like a tactile in the world experience of these Shen that are so subtle in the body, and also just like, are they even real? I feel like they're plasma. I love the idea that consciousness is plasma, and I just can't perceive it all. I can only perceive 3D. So here are the Shen doing all the 27 million dimensions just for me and you. Don't need to worry about it at all. Genuinely, there's no reason to look. It's all here. And that is my Lama Tarchin Rinpoche speaking. He's dead, but he speaks to me. That is what they do once they pick you. Very weird. So you've got a whole bunch of stuff, and it's all meant to be properly confusing. So this Neuroaffective Somatics ebook that I originally wrote for internal family systems therapists, they don't like bodies in IFS. It's very weird. But let me just read you a little bit about me. Hello and welcome. I'm thrilled you're here, embarking on this transformative path with me. I'm Katie. Here's a little bit about me. For almost 40 years, I have been immersed in somatics, sexuality, and sound, and my approach is rooted in a blend of the arts, critical theory, cultural ontology, and neuro and social sciences. So I'm a big brain. But what truly sets this apart, my work, is the way that I'm able to map all of these concepts of Chinese medicine onto the body, because that's what I do as a neuroscientist, and then turn it into pictures and arts and games. My life is a symphony. I was raised in the opera. I was raised watching my father teach conductors how to conduct. There were 3 grand pianos in my house growing up. The presence and consistency of not only music, but teaching music gave me a worldview that is long and based on not only growth, but teaching for the purpose of you going on forever. Not you passing my test. You going on forever. My piano teacher is 95. I stopped playing the piano at 13. I'm 55. I see her as much as I can because she's my namely. Okay? I'm queer, kinky, disabled. I have at least neurotypes, 9 neurotypes. And the guiding principle of my work is called tensegrity. And the essence of tensegrity is just right tension. So the essence of tensegrity is Goldilocks, but we're not going to make it jerk Goldilocks, but too much, too little, just right. Your just right, my just right, and the just right of empire may not align. So let's just look at your just right, and then we can worry about all that other stuff. Ideally, we're experiencing something called homeostasis. In this context, homeostasis extends beyond this biological definition of like cells being balanced, and it moves into the world, okay? It's the ideal state where my physical and emotional systems, the systems are operating in harmony, not my ability to control. How my systems are operating. These are automagic. Neuroaffective somatics aims to regulate the nervous system, process emotions, and align the body. The teacher, the primary teacher of Taoism is called Wu Wei, W-U-W-E-I. Wu Wei. Wu Wei means effortless action. Means everything's just happening the way it should. Wu Wei asks us to first contemplate the laws of nature, that's biology, the laws of cosmos, that's physics, the laws of man, that's the problem space. The laws of man at this point often either like ignore the laws of biology or are so aligned to something that is so beyond, it's difficult to find a homeostatic experience in empire. This is part of why we're like this all the time. So Wu Wei is proper confusion, and it's about aligning with the natural flow of life. In neuroaffective somatics, Wu Wei is a teaching principle that encourages you to find rhythm and flow, rather than fit into a box, perform a system, do an operation, take a test, write a list. All of that says you're wrong. All of it says you're wrong, especially if you have a shadow in your concept. We rely on shadows in Taoism because it provides depth. I can perceive more if my lighting permits me to do so. When Jung brought this book into the world, which I should have, okay, if I don't have it right here, I'm not looking for it. It's called The Secret of the Golden Flower. He simplified it so much that like the only way he could tell us about the shadow was to create this concept of shadow work. But the thing is, we don't do the shadow work. The shadow works for us by providing shade, providing depth, providing a sense of time, the passage of time. Shadows are super duper important here. And also there's no shadow inside at all, at least as far as I'm concerned. The term neuroaffective is typically used to describe approaches and models that integrate neuroscience with emotions and affective processing, blah, blah, blah. So I do start to get into some pretty big brain ideas, okay, because this is for therapists, guiding principles, but hey, what? Hey, guess, this can be for you too, because this is for everybody. Top-down and bottom-up processing. Very, very simplified approach to contemplating it rather than all of the wiggliness of neuroscience and how the brain grows and everything. And then I'm making a distinction between how we define a thing and how we experience it. How we define a thing becomes TION, and here are some essential concepts that you're going to see. Okay? How we experience is XHEN. And they do this thing where they run away from me. They ran away from me. That's okay. In here, instead of the Neijing Tu, I'm giving you a whole body because it's just easier. And I've created parallels between polyvagal theory and Chinese medicine and these zones in the body. So you can start contemplating hyper-aroused, hypo-aroused, window of tolerance as an experience rather than something you need to build. Okay? And I'm giving you some definitions. Look at this. Here we have cartoons. Tigger. Tigger is, I think, such a great idea for our inner child. Do you remember? He's like, Tigger's a wonderful thing. Their heads are made out of rubber. Their tails are made out of spring. They're bouncy, flouncy, pound. I had a boyfriend who was Tigger. It was so wonderful. This is life force. This is happy. This is joy. Okay? This is not nuclear war. Look at your bum. Oh my goodness. Zebras. Sense of bum. Just a different way to contemplate, a little bit of a different way to come into it. Longer, what is this? A longer text so that if you're a guide, a teacher, or a therapist, you have a little bit more to go by. And then these are just like little half-page bullets of your organs. I'm giving you a little view to the inside and discussing them. I know this is a lot, okay? But, and I say but because I haven't made it all perfect. If you are willing to join me into the land of the Wu Wei, my mother, and appropriate confusion. Appropriate confusion is this. It's just going to give you a little bit of that, okay? Just a little. This is inappropriate confusion. We don't want that. Appropriate. Okay? Contemplating big ideas. Anything that you see here and you're curious about, go find out more. Ask me questions. I'm putting together classes. We're going to have so much fun. Buy my art also. So that's our hour long for the day. And I will see you next time with a more probably just guided practice. And I imagine I'll do that one for us tomorrow. Thank you so much. I hope I see you again. Bye-bye. And now I need to turn it off. Because it's not done until I say it's done. Oh, and I did it right in time. Okay. We're done. They're making my live go away. Oh, there we go. And not letting me have my puzzle pieces. So, 64 new messages. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know, yeah, the chakras, we'll get into the chakras. I have a really exciting way to contemplate that. We are all connected to the illusion of separation, space and lightness. Yes, 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 yes. Space. My window of tolerance is bandwidth. Because I was part of the process of laying all the fiber optic cables on the planet. That was strange. I was completely unaware of what I was learning. It's a really big lesson in scale. The more we can feel this inside as buoyancy, the less we go, I don't have a problem. I don't know why everybody else is. Well, they took away the mask mandates. They did, because it's just one individual experience. We have a global understanding that is based on satellites from space now. Okay? Not regular cartography. Satellites from space. Our perception as humans is more like a bumblebee or a helicopter. So when we're shown something like this, what can happen inside is we start to feel really small. So what this reminds us is we have these energy centers in our body that are there for buoyancy and there to help us connect to our own experience of Soma. And our Soma is the planet, my mother, and us, right? Soma, human, planet. If you contemplate your body as already planet, you don't need to do any math at all to orient, because you've got your sense of bum. Now, I'm looking around, and I'm not, because I'm on gravity. Okay. I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for being here. I really genuinely appreciate you sharing your time and this experience with me. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.